the amount of radiation from CAT scan is way more than X-rays. And so there is a move afoot to say, make sure you ask the doctor if it is really necessary, because there might be an increased chance for that child to have cancer because of the exposure from CAT scans. Restrict exposure to things like cigarette smoke. And I'd like you to encourage you to support research. And the support of research might be in the way of funding, donations, might be in the way of being willing to enroll in trials that would help and benefit persons. So I close with a prayer that I found on the internet. So all these pictures that you see are not mine, and I did not acknowledge where I got them from. There is an insert. But this one says, "Dear God, I pray for a cure of cancer." Thank you very much, and I'll entertain questions.
One of the,
In the middle aisle, yes, sir.
It's okay, we can
you did ask if going to school was okay, but you didn't say, is it okay?
I'm sorry, for school?
Yes.
It depends. The attendance to school depends a lot on the intensity of the treatment. Because remember, if they're in hospital, they can't go to school. We know they're going to be vomiting for that week. They probably not have the time to go to school because they probably won't feel good. And then the next thing is that about a week or so afterwards, we expect the counts to fall. So if their counts are low, you really don't want to expose them to children who are here, so probably not a good time for school. So you just have to play closely with the doctor, just to make sure that it is good time to send them to school. What I usually say in the first year of treatment for example, leukemia, which probably is one of the more intensive protocols, is school is not that much of a priority for me right now for the child. Yes, I would like her to go to school, but I need to just keep her alive so she can go to school afterwards. When we reach a point of good days that she can go to school, I'll let you know and give you the clearance for her to attend.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Is it a factor?
Use the mic, use the mic.
Oh, the mic.
I heard you're more susceptible to getting cancer if you live in the tropics as opposed to the northern hemisphere. The tropics where you have direct contact with the sun's rays.
Well, it will depend on which type of cancers you're talking about. And in fact, if you're thinking about the cancers with exposure to sunlight, they're talking about the melanomas mainly, and that usually is more prominent in the Caucasians. And in addition to which, that is the adult people. So my children in their melanoma, that's not a pediatric disease. But when you look at the numbers for cancer, what you will realize is that the cancer statistics are actually higher in the developed world compared to the lesser developed world. And a lot of that probably due to the fact that they might not live long enough, they might have a high mortality rate, children die earlier, so they don't even reach the point where they're getting cancer. The age group that we see the highest numbers of cancer is in children less than 5. So if you have a high rate of children dying, then you won't necessarily see the numbers. And then they also describe places like Uganda, and there's a lot of places in Africa where they had a higher incidence of cancer than some of the other places. But when they looked at the breakdown, the higher incidence was due to the special cancer that was associated with AIDS. So different variation in some of the ethnic and the genetic distribution of cancers. Any other questions? Well, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to share this with you. And yes.
Not necessarily a question, but I work with an employee. Both of her children had cancer one died. And then I know a young man said this like an Adam with a toy once they died, but how come it's not taken necessarily with the parents? Is this something that you perhaps a single person before you get married do like this to see if the children you have may be susceptible to cancer or any other illnesses? I don't understand the siblings and then there's nothing with the parents.
Right. Yeah, but that's a very good question. And I know both families, and I know they would love to be able to find that particular gene that would help us to probably predict cancers in future families. Just like in the breast cancer, we know that the BRCA1 gene is not uncommon in families who have breast cancer or cancer of the ovary. We haven't found that gene yet, but they're still searching, and in years to come, they might actually find that. You know, it's fear is though, when they find the gene that says you're likely to have cancer, I wonder what our insurance rates will be. Thank you very much.
Can you comment on the cost of treating leukemia in a child?
No, I don't want to comment on that.
Let the folks know.
You know, I really don't know. I suppose I don't kind of verify any time, because if I really look at the cost for treating the leukemias with the chemotherapy, I know most of them can't afford it. And I know it's really difficult. And to tell you the truth, I really don't know what the cost is. I just know that individual drugs can be very expensive. And especially when we're talking about special drugs, like for example, there's a drug that I'm using, Vivek, that is something that's started in the adult population. The cost of that is something like $2,000 a month for the child. So what I had to do was to beg PMH to give them the drug, but they can't say that it's not really on formulary and the child needs to pay for it. So then I just looked at something else, so then I approached RBC Children's Cancer Fund, and I put the case to them and said, you know, this carries a much better chance for the child to have years to live. Can you look and see if you can help to fund it? And what they said was, okay, they will fund a year of treatment. When that year is up, I look and see which other stone I can turn over to pay again. And that is how I've been doing. So Dr. Brown, even though I should know, I don't. And it's probably because most of the treatment that I do for cancer in children actually done in the public sector. Very few end up in the private sector. Because unless you have private insurance or a good saving in the bank, it's probably going to be very difficult for you to sustain treatment for cancer for 4 or 5 years. Thank you very much.